Hey everyone, we are back here at the farm for harvest time. Today we are running the combine and working on the hayfield. What we're doing, we let the newer hayfield grow out. It had tremendous hay last year and we decided to combine it to seed save. So what my father-in-law is doing right now is he is combining it for the alfalfa seed, and then we will run all the seed through the seed cleaner so that we can have just the alfalfa seed. He can separate out the grass seed and the clover seeds. So this is actually a first cutting on this field because we let it grow out. It is quite tall. When the deer are out there, you can't even see them. They're just absolutely hiding in it. So they've kicked out a lot of deer during that. This is over 20 feet. I think he said it was a 25 or a 28 foot head that they are using right now. And it's too much for the baler to handle. So my husband is heading it to spread it all out, and then he's breaking it to divide the rows, just because it's so tall and so thick, and we're still able to bale the hay that is coming out the back. So dual duty here. We are always doing things the old-fashioned way, and the idea is they want to save the seeds to plant more fields and keep that seed readily available so you're not constantly having to purchase seed from a seed dealer. This is the way old things were done before Monsanto. And to be able to do this, you have to start out doing it the old-fashioned way. You have to not, for lack of better words, as my mom would say, be in cahoots with Monsanto. So what we're doing is going to fill our seed bins, fill our feed bins, and fill our cows to grow. So as you can see, cows are all doing good, all very happy. That one that's mostly white is Flower. She's huge. She's looking real great. So she hasn't had a baby this year. We're pretty sure she's pregnant, but we haven't had a vet out to check her. So babies are always just a surprise on our farm, even for our human babies. So we'll see if she has one soon. She's been together with the bull for 12 months now, and their gestation cycle is similar to a human. So I'll show you what the seed looks like when it comes out of the combine, all mixed together with the seed that's going to be separated. Well, this is the field of hay, all combined out to get the buckwheat seed. And then here we have the rows of hay. He's just gone through with his tedder. That's him just up there. We decided to go for a little walk so we could see it up close. It's hard to get over here because of the creek. That tedder was a little bit of an investment for us, and we never really buy anything new, and that was about, I think, the first brand new thing our farm has bought. But he's gone through. The other side he said was 20 acres, and he did 15. You can see over by those woods is the first field that we ever had of hay. And then we've got a row of dirt that the road commission brought. So that's where that tall grassy stuff is, and that's dividing the two fields. All that free topsoil, they came out and dug up the ditches. And we're gonna fill that in where our motorcycle hills are, because it's so sandy. And then I can plant sunflowers there eventually. Because over here is where I planted the sunflowers, on the other side of the brush here. It's the creek. And people were stopping on the side of the road and just walking into the field to take pictures and pick them. And I was selling them at the end of my driveway. It was making me so mad. So here's our wonderful hay. It's real nice and grassy. I was afraid that the grass would be too dry because it was tall and stemmy, but it looks really nice. So this will be real nice horse hay to feed and for anybody, but we've really increased our hay sales this year from being organic. Nobody in the area is really doing it. And apparently, because Michigan was so wet this year, there's just not a lot of hay sales because a lot of people weren't able to make hay. And from what I understand, further north, it was really wet. And in the southern states, it was too dry. So you can see here, I know sometimes it doesn't always come up on film quality real good, but this is super green. Real nice stuff. So he's gonna come out and get this raked tomorrow. We have been working on this all week and we put off grocery shopping and our cabinets are bare. We have been making do with everything on hand. So thanks for watching our hay. We'll show you it all stacked up in the barn someday. So this is what my husband cleaned out of the bottom of the combine. I think he called it like the sewer or something. I see, looks like alfalfa seed to me. We have tremendous amounts of grasshoppers right now. So I can see the coily parts that were part of the buckwheat seed. And looks like there's a little bit of grass seed in here. I don't know what all the different seeds look like, but I know the little spirally curlies are the buckwheat. And when they're green, you can't really see what the seed looks like, but these smaller round pieces look like the buckwheat seed. I'm realizing I've got a little bit of blur here. The sun's behind me, so it's hard for me to see my screen. Okay, so that's the buckwheat, and that's what the seed grows inside of, and they are super tiny. I mean, you can see this is, I've got this on zoom. So all these little round circles are buckwheat seed. So he's got a little bit of an experiment going here. He had a couple of bins brought up to the house. These orange bins. They emptied out what they had from a test batch. And he tried running it through the clipper to clean the seeds. And he found that the weeds and the weed seed were green, and so it was kind of binding it up. So he spread it all out on the shop floor to dry it out. The weed seed smells really funky. It has kind of a sweet and sour smell at the same time. It just smells like a barn. But he had to put his tractor in, so he went ahead and drove over it. So he's drying this out so that he can run it through the clipper another time to get better separation. So you can see there's little bits of like green chopped matter. And I know it's not really coming up green, but that's the stems of the different weeds that we're growing. So there is a lot of buckwheat seed here, a lot of grasshoppers and crickets. My chickens have been coming in here and scratching at it and drying it up for them too. So they're having a feast. So when he gets that clipper running again, I can show you that going. He special orders some smaller screens so that he can save that buckwheat seed because it's so tiny and get it separated.